Hey, what up? Um, Dog. So today, I just want to let you guys know, today's video is going to be about the Constitution's 3/5 compromise, because everybody loves to quote the 3/5 compromise as a reason for the Constitution being a pro-slavery document. Now, I was on CNN today reading a blog about John McCain speaking on the GOP candidates and how they're isolationists and this and that, and whatever, you know what I mean? But on the comments part, I'm assuming one side was a conservative arguing with a liberal, and basically he was saying, you liberals, you guys need to be afraid because the people are moving towards the Constitution and this and that, which is true. I mean, and it's definitely necessary for everybody to move back towards a constitutional or understanding of the Constitution and what we get, what protections it provides, you know what I mean? But the liberal, I guess, I really hate these fucking terms, you know what I mean, because it's just a pattern of groupthink, where you label somebody and then instantly you can attach all the negative stigmas attached with those labels, you know what I mean? But for this context, the dude was like, oh, well, which part of the Constitution would you like to go back to? The part where black people were only considered 3/5 of a human and this and that. But see, I take great interest in the topic of the 3/5 clause, because one of my favorite African Americans in history is obviously Fredrick Douglas. And Fredrick Douglass once also took the stance that the Constitution was a pro-slavery document because of the 3/5 compromise. But if you read through his memoirs, you would see the transformation from him believing that it was a pro-slavery document to him realizing that it was actually a pro-freedom document. Now, looking at the 3/5 compromise, first of all, let's notice the title. It's called a compromise, all right? And most people, when it comes to the 3/5 compromise, they see it as, oh, well, the people in the South just didn't want to consider black people 100% humans. Well, the funny thing is, if you look at history and you know anything about history, the 3/5 compromise was proposed by the North onto the South. It was an agreement between the two, because the South, they wanted to be able to count their slaves as individuals so that they could have more representatives for the South in the House of Representatives, therefore swaying that the pendulum of power into a pro-slavery minded House of Representatives, you know what I mean? But the North was like, yo, look, man, you guys got so many slaves. If we let you guys do that, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are going to be able to outvote us on everything, and then we'll never be able to change slavery, basically, you know what I mean? So the North issued, before the North even issued the 3/5 compromise, the South didn't consider black people humans. They considered them property. So the North countered with, well, if you're going to count them as property, we're also going to count our property for our votes in the House of Representatives, like our tables and our houses and our chairs, you know what I mean? And the South didn't like that. They were like, well, that's just ridiculous, that's not right, you know what I mean? You can't do that. But it was basically the same argument. They were arguing to get votes in the House off of what they deemed as their property, So to keep the numbers in check in the House of Representatives, to keep the North from the North, which was pro-freedom, pro-equality, in order for them to alleviate the power from being flowed to the South, to where eventually that whole pro-segregation, pro-slavery ideal, to keep it from spreading up north, they put checks and balances on it through the 3/5 clause, whereby they could only get representatives for, like, the North basically said that, well, if you're going to do it that way and you're not going to free them, you know what I mean, we're not going to let you count them as 100% citizens so you guys can benefit in the House of Representatives. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a compromise. There's going to be a 3/5 compromise. So for all of those people out there who are trying to say that the Constitution makes you less of a man than a white man and this and that, like, you dumbass, if it wasn't for the 3/5 compromise, dog, like, there's a good chance you wouldn't be free now. So, I'm just saying, man, check your history, dogs. Check your facts, man. Don't just get out here talking bullshit, trying to scare people into thinking that fucking we're on our way back to slavery, dog, because you're really doing yourself a disservice, man. Anyway, I'll holler, man. Peace.